Another way we can import data from KC into GeoPack is through the use of KC's KCP file. One advantage of this is that it creates a data set for us so that we're able to segregate our data by data set instead of the previous AVI which showed the import of KC data via an input file. I already have a project created and I will go to Dataset, New, and we'll see that's already set up to import a KC data file. KCP is the format. I'll choose my KCP file, 02102, click OK, and then click OK on the Dataset New dialog box to convert that KCP file into the OBS and XYZ format. This will take a few minutes to run while the file is being converted, and when it's done we will import these points and survey chains into our database. To do that, I will go to Dataset, Import to GPK. You can see that Reduce is grayed out because the KCP format has already been reduced to coordinates. Dataset, Import to GPK, and we'll see a progress bar of the points being imported into the GPK, and after that we will see the progress bar of the survey chains being created and imported into the GPK file. This will take just a few minutes. Now we're at the creation and importation of the survey chains into the GPK. After that, we will see the points and chains begin to be drawn into the DGN file, of course using our GeoPack SMD file or Survey Manager database, which controls all of our symbology. And I will pause the recording at this point and return back to the recording once the points are drawn into the DGN. Now the chains are being drawn into the DGN file, and I also get a warning if I have any feature codes in my imported OBS XYZ file that do not match my SMD. And I will say OK to put those feature codes that are missing into a report so that I can review that later and make any changes that I need to my data. Now that our file has been imported, I'll zoom in on an area, and we can see our points and survey chains for this roadway. Now that they're in the GPK database, I can of course edit points just as I would with any type of GeoPack database, and of course I can edit my survey chains. Select a chain, and I will see the chain point information, and of course I also have the ability to center up particular points on my screen. The primary advantage of importing the KCP file instead of an input file shown in a previous video is that this is now associated with a dataset. What that will allow me to do later in my project is to segregate the data from my KC project into various datasets, so that if I desire to create a DTM, for example, from my survey data, one of the options I will have with this data being part of a dataset is that I can build the DTM by dataset. So in review, I'm simply taking a KCP file and I import that as a dataset by saying Dataset New and just setting my data source option to data file and KCP. That will convert my KCP file to OBS and XYZ, and then I will be able to import directly into my GPK since this is already reduced data. Once in my GPK, the project is just like any other GeoPack survey project, and the primary advantage with the KCP file once again is that it is part of a dataset, which will allow me to export various KCP files from a KC project and allow me to segregate my data once it is in GeoPack survey.